My boys play sports. We're in soccer and basketball right now. If we need to stop at Chic Fil A, I'm able to just stop at Chic Fil A and I don't have to say, it's dinner for you guys and I'm going to go sit over here and have a shake. I'm going to have this salad and nothing else. Like, I'm not going to have tacos tonight. Sorry. And trying to explain that to them.
What's going on, Nutrition Build Strength? Happy
Monday.
Monday.
It is Monday. So some of you guys might have seen. You're in so much trouble. Oh my God. We are in fact engaged. So thank you to everybody who's reached out, who's left sweet messages on our boards, and reached out personally. It's been really overwhelming to get as much good feedback. So thank you guys.
And I'm the cheesy person who got her that sweater.
Yeah, it says the future Mrs. Goldman.
Anyway, you guys aren't here to talk about our engagement. Maybe some of you guys are, but we have our member, Dana Gary. And Dana has been with us for a little over a year, and she's working with Chelsea, if I'm not mistaken. And Dana's been through 4 phases. She's been through the unlearning phase, the transformation, the acceleration, the solidification phase, and we're still trucking along. So Dana, I always like to start these with what brought you to Nutrition Build Strength? Tell us what was going on. What were you doing before? Tell us a little backstory.
So I had tried Weight Watchers for a really long time on and off. Right before COVID, I was actually doing really well with that and exercise. And then COVID happened and that kind of threw me off. And I tried to get back on that and I just felt like it wasn't working. Then I tried Isogenics, which worked in that moment. And then I was like, there's no way I can have this.
You didn't love doing 48-hour cleanses every week?
And like not eating food and yeah. So
and let's be honest, I've done Isogenics. Those shakes are terrible.
It was horrible. And like people that talk about how great the cleanse was, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is ridiculous. And I have kids. So, I had kind of then stopped that and then gained all of the weight back. During COVID, I had a Peloton. So following those groups, and then I found MBS, and I'm a principal. So I felt like as a leader too, to make sure that I was taking care of myself. So that was, after meeting with Bradley and kind of just seeing what other people have posted on Facebook pages and stuff like that, I was, felt like I was ready to take that leap. And I'm glad that I did.
Yeah, we're glad you did too. You actually cut up for a second. I know you said you were a principal, and I'm kind of remembering a little bit. Obviously, you're a mother. How many kids do you have?
I have twin boys. They just turned 7.
Oh,
so
wow.
They keep me very busy.
What does that look like? Now, I know like boy moms, that's just, I take my hat off to all boy moms. You should walk around with a shield, a sword, Kevlar, a crown, like all the things. What is it like working with Nutrition Build Strength while being a principal and managing your boys' schedule and taking care of yourself? What's that been like?
So I was a little, nervous trying something new, but it's just kind of been like a breath of fresh air actually, because being in a school, working with little kids, we have teachers, we like to have fun days. There's always a theme happening. There's always food days, having my boys, sometimes it's busy. So just knowing that like I can eat any of the foods, I just, and having a plan usually for breakfast and lunch, and then having that flexibility for dinner. My boys play sports. They're there right now. We're in soccer and basketball right now. So being able to know like I can have what they have. If we need to stop at Chic Fil A, I'm able to just stop at Chic Fil A and it doesn't throw my whole entire, day off or meal off. I can just make sure that it's fitting into the macros that I have. I think for me, that was, knowing like for breakfast and lunch, having that, I tried to keep it the same throughout the week is really super helpful, especially at work too, because it gets busy during the day. So knowing that I have breakfast ready, my lunch ready, be able to enjoy that like fun food day at work. And that would be my lunch that day. It's busy. And, I am married and my husband travels, so sometimes it's just myself and the boys, which makes that even busier because then it's just like me cooking and getting them ready to go. So sometimes things are definitely on the fly. I don't have to say like, oh, okay, here's dinner for you guys, and I'm gonna go sit over here and have a shake. Or here's dinner for you guys, now mom's gonna have this salad and nothing else. Like, I'm not gonna have tacos tonight, sorry. And trying to explain that to them, especially one son is a little, they're just built different. So sometimes like whole like look, and I'm like, nope, we're just going to make sure, that we're feeding our body, we're giving it all the right stuff. We talk about protein, making sure we have, everything balanced. So in the beginning, trying anything new, I was kind of nervous about it, but just now being in it for that year, it makes everything so much easier. There's nothing that I can't have unless I don't like it. And there really isn't much I don't like.
Yeah, Jennifer actually just had a call with somebody today. And what was their concern again?
They were concerned about tracking. They were that was going to be the big thing that was their stumbling block. They wanted to figure out how to, and she was a brand new mom. She had a 5-week-old, and she's like, I don't know that I can do this and track and do. And I was trying to explain to her how one of the great parts about working with a registered dietitian is that they take that load off of you. Like, yes, you have to still track things, but having that customized meal plan built for you, having the constant communication with Chelsea or with your registered dietitian, actually, it almost takes the guesswork out of it. So it takes that mental load off. As moms, we have so many decisions that we're making. I think I saw something the other day. We make 37,000 decisions as moms during the day. So it's ridiculous. To have Chelsea in your back pocket. Tell us about what that's been like and how that really has made things easier, not more difficult, because you are, in fact, tracking things.
Snacks were pretty much planned out with Chelsea for me, which was great. It took me way too long to realize that you could copy a meal from one day to the next in MyFitnessPal. That made it even easier. Just being able to message Chelsea if something did come up, like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden at work, we're like, we've had a day, we're going to go, grab something to eat after work instead of like heading home, or this came up, and being able to just like message. And even Afton has helped, like, hey, I'm going to this restaurant, and being able to share the menu and them trying to like help to say like, all right, what are your top 3 things that you would pick? And then saying like, all right, this is what would be 1, 2, 3. I could pick 3, if I wanted, but it was just kind of like planning it out, those options and saying like, all right, you know what? I'm tired of this. Like, this is what I'm feeling. And then Chelsea would be like, all right, this is what I like, or, what are you leaning? Something warm, something cold. And like, just being able to kind of talk through that with someone. There were some weeks where I was like, I'm going to just keep it the same. We're just going to go with it. It's a busy week. Like, I'm just going to keep it the same again. Haven't really been able to get to the grocery store, but knowing that like, they really are, like, Chelsea was planning all of that for me. And I just had to put it in the tracker. And then again, once knowing that like I did it the first day, I can just easily copy it to the next. Or even some nights where you're doing the form and then I'm like, oh man, I have no idea. Like, I don't know what I want yet. Like, I don't know what I want to change. And just being able to say like, listen, this is where I am right now. I've had a week. I have no idea what I want to eat on Monday. And then being able to say like, what do you have any ideas or something new I can try because I'm sick of this? Or then being able to message like the next day and just say like, all right, let's think of this, and have that flexibility over the weekend, which is also great with the way that you guys structure everything, like knowing like, okay, well, it's Friday night and I'm going to go to happy hour, and then Saturday comes and I have a birthday party, and knowing like that's okay. Because that was also something in the beginning. I was kind of like, I have to wait every day. That was kind of like, I don't know if I would say scary, but it was just like, I wasn't really used to that. It was usually like once a week. Now seeing it, it really, for me, like in my brain, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, I just had that yesterday. Like there was so much sodium in that. I can feel it in my ring. Like I know that's why, and have some extra water today, and I'll be right back to it the next day.
It's funny, just the other day in Peloton Nutrition, somebody posted asking how often should you weigh yourself, and I'm always the person with the most unpopular opinion. I'm like, and you guys, you know how it is, daily, first thing in the morning, before you pee, before any level of activity, before any food. And my reasoning, obviously for the metrics, but I was like, for the people that don't like to weigh themselves daily, just because you don't weigh yourself daily doesn't mean that the scale is not fluctuating. It just means you're ignorant to the truth and the reality. And if we look at people that weigh once a week versus the people that weigh on a daily basis, let's say over a 4-week period, if you take 4 data points, your weight loss might look like you're making no progress. And Dana, I looked at your graph and you have hundreds of data points. So if we took those 30 days and we added another 26 data points in there, we would actually see the trend that's occurring. So I love that you went in with, I don't know how I feel about this, to now being 4 phases in, being a year plus in, you can look at it and go, oh, it's so beneficial, because I do see that nice trend down. And speaking of which, Dana, how much have you lost?
So I think I'm now down to 26 pounds.
Yeah, that's wonderful to hear. And your trend does look consistently down. Obviously, if I were to zoom in, we have the decline, your maintenance, the decline, your maintenance, we have that. But are you currently in a rebuild phase of your calories, or are you currently in a deficit?
So I just finished 25% deficit, and Chelsea, we just moved up this week.
And weight is still, like I said, like I saw, it's trending in that nice downward direction, which is amazing, amazing.
What about, let's talk about maybe non-scale victories. What has that been like? Obviously, you know, we track other things other than the scale. Tell us about what other things you've noticed over the last year.
Definitely clothes. We were doing these like shoot throughs and I was like, man, look at my legs. Like, you know, that was like, they look good. Like, you know, just feeling stronger and being stronger and keeping up with my children and carrying groceries in. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like I just carried 4 bags of groceries and I feel fine. Like I'm not tired or out of breath or able to help my husband with things like drywall. So just normal things like that, especially with like the season starting to change and saying like, oh, wow, I couldn't wear these pants last year. And now they look good. Like they're not a little too tight. They're not like, they look good, and I haven't been able to wear them in a while. So it's like having a new wardrobe. And, you know, of course, it's always nice to get compliments with people that, especially people you see every day, because I feel like it's a little harder for them to notice because they do see you every single day. So it's like that change. People at work starting to notice, like it's just, you know, obviously a confidence booster. And then health wise, like, you know, just getting yearly check-ins with my doctor and just seeing that it's obviously helped, you know, inside too, so that hopefully I can do my best to be around for my children.
Actually, you said taking care of my body inside. I saw a funny meme. I sent it to Afton the other day. It said, if rubbing alcohol takes care of outside boo-boos, then alcohol takes care of inside boo-boos. What would you tell somebody who is in your shoes? They're scared, they're concerned, they've never tracked macros, they don't want to track macros, they don't want to weigh their food, they don't want to step and scale. What would you tell them?
I would say try it, go for it, take that risk. It's worth it for you. I was like, this year is for me. So I did it. It really doesn't take much. I go to the gym at 6 o'clock every morning. So I'm up at 5:20 because I got to go to the gym before work. So it's the same kind of thing. Like people are like, how do you wake up that early? And I'm like, I set my alarm, it goes off and I go, because if not, I'm not going, because after work, I have my children and they have all their sports and everything else. And then I'm tired. So yeah, I'm in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock, but I'm up at 5:20. So with having the registered dietitians or putting everything in there, the measurements, and you know, Chelsea give me my plan and knowing what to do, it really is just taking that little bit of time to input everything.
I would never want to be a principal in a school because that would not be my expertise. Obviously, nutrition is not your expertise. Having that real expert in your corner makes such a big difference. Thank you so much for sharing your story with the Nutrition Built Strength team here. If anybody's out there and is thinking like, I don't know what to do, I'm scared, hop on a call with us. Like, we don't bite. We just want to walk you through the potential, what might work for you. And we don't work with anybody we think we can't help. But if you are the right fit for working with us, we will match you with a perfect registered dietitian for you, get you the results that you want. And I think that is the proof is in the 26 pounds that Dana has lost so far. We're super excited to see what the next sort of shift goes, and seeing you shop in your closet even more. That's going to be really wonderful.